Ninjas really get me going. Ever since I saw my boy Naruto creatively spam newer and newer versions of the same Rasengan, I've always been keen for the latest ninja shows that come out. It's also where I developed a strong love for shy girls, older women, Princess Sundays, best girls, best boys, the Naruto run, big plot, great battle, smart writing, good animation, and strong character development. The rest is history. The point I'm trying to make is that besides being a show about ninjas, Hell's Paradise has just as much in common with Naruto as I do with Rias, which is everything. Actually, it's not even a ninja show, it's a show about assassins, so what the fuck. Our protagonist Gabimaru has been sentenced to death. There's one big problem though. His giant cock distracts the executioners so much that they are literally unable to kill him. They try different ways to kill him, of course. Burning him, ripping his body apart, making him sit through Futoshi's downfall in slow motion whilst scrolling through Reddit's most intelligent opinions, but nothing works. Apparently he hates his wife because she's a bitch, not relatable because I'll die alone, until this chick Sagari says, "You know what? I think you're lying. You actually, wait for it, are gay." To which he responds, "No, I love my wife." No executioner in the world could get out Gabi's true feelings, but we all knew that an accusation like that would. Let me tell you something. His wife is the most top tier woman I have ever seen in my life. Not just top waifu material, but top wife material. I've never considered marrying a cartoon before, till now. Okay, I can already read your smoking faces. It's not the first time, and it's not the last time. She offers him a path out of this creepy sex dungeon and a way back to his wife if he goes to a deadly unknown island to grab the elixir of life, or what it's commonly referred to as Proper 12. Of course it's supposed to grant immortality, but we know they really want it for the Project X experience. Luckily he's not going alone, because a bunch of other shithead convicts along with monitors who will execute them if they get out of line are supposed to go with them. The island's teeming with disgusting monsters like Addison Rae's fanbase and can cause you a lot of physical, psychological, emotional trauma just by existing. Again, the similarities continue. The convicts try to kill each other because why the fuck not? And it's here we see how overpowered our boy really is. After railing some lad, he decides that feminism is overrated and starts attacking Sagari, which is stupid considering that most other people on this island are men. But here's the real catch. We finally have an MC that's actually loyal. After absorbing too many harem shows as a child and as an adult, I thought it was an unspoken rule that men in anime are supposed to be dull, oblivious, ostensibly basic and basically bitchless, until a flock of tropey, busty, pigtailed, short-hair stepmother type drawings would fight over them for a chance to take a bite out of them, with the MC not being able to choose between all the girls. But we finally have an anime where the main character is already hitched to a goddess and is trying to change his vicious, genocidal ways to be with her. What a fucking Chad. One of my favorite things in the show? The monsters, where the monsters look like actual monsters rather than the "I ate too many crabs, so I turned into a crab of One Punch Man." That still gets me, man. Oh my fucking god, I nearly forgot about this waifu. Bakugo. I mean, what the fuck is her name? Amelia. That's the one. If I had a top tier wife like Gabimaru does, I would resist as well, but fuck. If this girl tried to kill me, I would lay flat on my stomach and close my eyes, letting the wind take me wherever I go. You know, sometimes I forget that literally the whole world could be listening to me right now, and I'm exposing myself, but at the same time, nothing can be more embarrassing than being a JoJo fan, so... That, kids, is how you fast track your way into an apology video. Take notes. So obviously she tries to seduce him, and Gabi's a loyal Chad, so he tells her to go bang someone else, which leads to her having reincarnated twins in another universe. Cute origin story. And then we see a bunch of side characters make an appearance, as well as the GOAT Subaru himself, or his voice actor, and no matter what show it is, he is way too addicted to dying, because he fucking dies here as well. Good job, mate. The side characters in the show are pretty unique, contrary to the views of many Reddit frequenters. Look, I know that not all the characters have a Death Parade type psychosexual dark background and insane character development, but they're interesting to say the least. I mean, you're telling me this baby that eats humans and just needed to be loved isn't interesting? Okay, I'll be real. The bullshit attempt at making you feel bad for the villains right before they lose is funny as fuck, and we don't give a shit if any of these people die. I'm just here for the cool fireworks. You know another thing I can seriously appreciate about this show? It's the fact that Gabimaru is already an established, successful assassin before the anime even starts, so rather than seeing him struggle, gain a cool power up and beat the enemy with Yusei Run playing in the background, we get to see him rail them without much struggle. I mean, you could put the One Punch Man opening in the background of these fights and they would still work. genderbender Yuri hentai kissing to the Pro Max. Imagine the options. I have mixed feelings about this actually. I don't know if I should fap now or later, but we get to see two aliens doing the softcore anime version of the French greeting, and immediately realize we are watching the greatest show in existence. Everything till now meant nothing. Everything from now will mean nothing. This show is officially better than Full Metal Alchemist. Low key, the women in this show are drawn like angels, whereas the men are drawn like bland retards, or are just fucking trees, or the good looking ones have scars, or are just part women themselves. Hence, the plot of every ecchi in existence. I would kill this child just so I could have a chance at marrying Gabi's wife. God, she's so top tier. Nothing wrong with the kid of course, but I would use her as a human shield if that meant getting a handshake from this queen. Don't judge me, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta. Why do these aliens look like average Biden voters? No ounce of normalcy, rainbow head, loud mouth, multi-gendered, who are actually powerful as fuck. For the first time in the show, Gabi's faced with real opponents, and I seriously enjoyed these fight scenes. They're extremely creative, wildly entertaining, and one of the best things about scenes like these is that you can see the tremendous amount of effort that went into making them. Both characters are constantly thinking, stakes are high, both aren't weak shonen protagonists in the early days of the show who are going to scale to brainless power levels soon. They're just strong, durable, experienced, beautifully animated, cold killers who are good at winning. It's a fresh deviation from the traditional shonen fight dynamics. Has anyone noticed that blind people make great swordsmen and have some of the coolest animation despite having the shortest amount of screen time? A great aspect about the show is that everyone is so competent in combat, displayed by the creative variety of attacks that they use. So rather than screaming every 2 seconds and unlocking new power tiers, they vary their style of attack, leading to a fantastic watch. I wouldn't be surprised if Bakugo here found himself on the receiving end of a second place ribbon after Gabimaru in this death tournament. And what really sets the show apart from other shonens is that rather than having a goal of becoming Hokage, or getting a super treasure, or being the most powerful being in the universe, the goal for Gabi is to get beyond that so that he can have a normal life with his and every anime fan's best girl. Hell's Paradise says fuck you to traditional shonens which prioritize obscenely high goals and places the focus on pure normalcy. And to be honest, I kinda love this. I don't know if anyone remembers, but there was a time when isekai was all about returning to the human world rather than exploring the new world. It's been forever since we had a show like that, and I'm not exactly complaining. I love the new isekai trend, but this show brings back that nostalgic feeling of seeking normalcy with normal people rather than chaos with 20 borderline hentai thoughts. Now of course this isn't an isekai, but the goal of those old school isekais and for this show is generally the same. Get through all the bullshit, get through all the fighting, get through all the bad guys so you can get back home to your family. That's pretty rare nowadays. Some of the criticisms this anime received was that it's too simple, the characters have little depth to them, it's not a complicated show, and on and on and on. And yes, I can understand what these people are saying. Acquiring an elixir to gain your freedom to get back to the girl you love and changing your ways as an assassin. It's direct and easy to read. We can tell which direction the show is moving in all the time. Here's the thing though, before the modern era of anime, this is exactly what many animes were like. It's practically an old school show with modern graphics, but once in a while, I really like going back to old school anime. It reminds me of a time not so long ago, which will never come back. Whilst young and new anime watchers will not be aware of what I'm talking about, which is completely okay, those that have been watching anime for a long time know exactly what I'm talking about. One day in the future, Freerun might become an old school anime, and the general trend will take us in a completely new direction in terms of art, style, plot, characters, dynamics that we never explored before. But once in a while, a new anime will come out that reminds us of Freerun. What I'm really trying to say from this rambling is that Yuzuriha needs to put some clothes on or I'm gonna bust a giant nut. And what the fuck are the Shiki doing on this island? One episode of getting massacred wasn't enough for them, so they had to skip dimensions to get Gabi slapped. I'm gonna be real here. There are hints that Sagri may, could, might, probably, definitely fall in love with Gabimaru, but I don't care how many internet trolls want to act different and pretend to side with her, the waifu in this anime is too top notch for a debate, and I'm sticking with it like she's the only girl in the world. Some might say, why don't you get out into the real world and find a real girl? And to that I say, you can't fail if you don't ever try. Put that on your list of great quotes. The animation is peak, the girl is peak, the boy is peak, the voice actors are peak, the side characters are not relatable but make for great kills, the loyalty instead of debauchery is peak for your soul. It's really hard to mess this anime up, but we've seen some great accomplishments in that domain before, so who knows. But what I'm really trying to say is, I want to marry an anime voice actress. Can you imagine the possibilities? And also, watch Hell's Paradise. It is absolutely insane.